Welcome back to Copperhead Customs, and welcome back to a new episode on, you guessed it, our 32, what is it? 39 Bedford. I was going to say our 32 Ford, but that's out there. 39 Bedford. So, this is our $5,000 or under project. If you're new to the channel, we found this cab in a paddock, and it had been sitting there for 60 years. It had been sitting in a paddock. Just the cab. So I'll go. And that was a picture. Hopefully I worked out how to do that, and I'll put a picture of it up. Show you what we started dealing with. So, we're building this for under $5 grand. Okay? So if you've been kicking around, how you going? You know what we're doing, and I'd like to say thank you to everyone who has been kicking around, who's been watching and sharing and promoting our videos, because that is what we want. That's what the whole plan is. We're going to build a little community of people watching this stuff, and we're just going to show you, teach you, give you different ideas of how to build cars on a budget. So the bigger we get, the more we do. Isn't it? So we've got a heap of projects on the go, but we will always be, no matter where we grow to, we will always be budget conscious. So if you have been watching, you will know that we just did the brake pedal. We just made a center console up. Handbrake, we put all the floor in. We just did the bonnet, that bonnet repair over there. So for the newbies, the whole point of this is just showing you how to do things as cheaply as possible. So when this car's driving, no one's going to think that this car was built for $5 grand. I will guarantee you, no one will believe it. So that's why we are going to do it again. That's right, that's a 1940 Chev, and we're going to build that for $5 grand too. Just to show people that it wasn't just a fluke and it can happen. So we may struggle with that one though, because that one's going to be a challenge. So there's heaps of videos down here on this for the newbies. There's 22 episodes on this. So you need to go back and watch them from the start, and you'll actually see the difference of quality of the videoing. Well, hopefully there's an improvement in the quality of the videoing from where we started to where we are now, as I get more and more used to doing this, because, you know, this is all new to all of us, isn't it? Because I ain't no videographer, I am no presenter. You know, we're just having a crack at doing something different, and yeah, at the end of the day, when I'm an old grey bloke, when I'm in my 80s, and I can go and look at all these videos and go, man, you did some freaky stuff when you were younger. So that's the, if it doesn't eventuate to anything, that's, you know, what it is. But so far, I've got a lot of people who are enjoying the journey of doing this stuff. So today, if you watched the last episode, you would have seen I hurt myself and I hurt my back. So today we're taking it easy, but we've still got to try to get something done. So today, I think what we are going to attempt, that's all we do here is attempt. We never make plans anymore, because if we make plans, it all goes pear-shaped and nothing goes right. So we're going to attempt to put some of the tray on. So we've actually had the tray mocked up but never bolted down. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark it and drill it and bolt it down. We can bolt it down to at least up to probably here at the minimum. We've still got to make a few extra mounts up in the front, but we can at least start getting it mounted. Is what the plan is, I think. Plan, did I just say plan? Did you just say plan? I think you just said plan. Attempt. The other thing that we need to attempt, but whether I can do it today, we don't know, is I need to put our floor back in, because I took our floor out when we were doing the pedals. So we need to look at putting our floor back in, but I don't know if I can physically do that with my back. That's something else that we can do, but whether or not it's in this or not, I'm not quite sure, is we've got to rebuild one of these Strongbird carbies down here. So you'll see they're all basically the same. These two are the same, and this is a slightly different one. But yeah, we've got a rebuild kit there, and we're going to rebuild a carby. Now, we're all going to learn this together, because I've never rebuilt a carby before in my life. fingers crossed we can work it out. So we're going to attempt that too. See that? That was attempt in capitals. Attempt. Anyway, I'm sure you're not sticking a look at my head. Let's do some work. Reaper. welcome back. It's the next day. We haven't done a real lot because my back's real bad. It started feeling a bit better yesterday, but I blew it out again last night. Wicked. So today I was pretty much spent on the lounge watching YouTube and sleeping. So anyway, we've got it bolted all down. I think we are up to about here. We're bolted down, all finished. This piece isn't down yet. But yeah, those planks from their back are all finished. And these ones I've left off because I've still got to do that cab bracket. So I've got all the metal out and organised. I think I've designed what I want to do. I think that may change. But I'm too sore to get in there to weld it all out. So we'll see how we go tomorrow or over the weekend. We'll do that one. So today is don't actually know. I think today's Thursday. Anyway, what we did is we put this piece here on. Thought that looked pretty cool. I always had that plan to put on. So that's like the other part of the hinge, and we got these ones on. So yeah, then I looked at it, and you would have seen old mate painted all the bolt heads up for us. I was looking at it and thought, oh, maybe a bit of metal through there, but I didn't have any metal that fitted. I had this little wooden dowel. So yeah, I threw that in. Anyway, so it's just got a little bolt either end, and we'll paint that. We'll paint the little bolts up, make them look so they're old, like the others. And yeah, we just put a red stain, and we did the whole three. We did the three. Put a bit of grey and a bit of marine spar. I don't know, something a bit different. So it's like I don't know, it's like this is a flopper. So yeah, we've got the still got these ones to bolt down. So we've got big long countersunks for them. We're going to go right through. So they're going to be fun to we'll try to do them. We'll see how we go. Yeah, I've got to do that bracket, and then I can knock all this down. Then the other thing I did is I made this piece. So if you go on the early videos, originally this piece here, and these three, as you can see, they're halves. And this was going to be a little lift out piece. Because our fuel tank was there, and that was to access our fuel pump, yeah? That was my idea. But we've since changed that idea. We've put the stock fuel tank in it, so we don't actually need to access in there anymore. So they're just going to get bolted down. But this piece here was always going to go on. Now, it was always just white, though. It was going to go down to, because I don't like seeing the joints. That's why I've put the piece down there as well, so we don't see the join. So yeah, that's what. So this piece was, we just hit that. Now, in the last episode, I stuffed up editing. Yeah. So I stuffed up editing, and I actually erased a piece of the footage that I was trying to keep, and I kept the piece of footage I was trying to erase. Clever. Anyway, what it showed on the other footage in the last video that you didn't see, if that makes sense, was me doing my grinder technique on the center console in there, which you can't see because of the lighting. So you would have seen me do it to this. So it's just an old worn out flap disc that you'd normally throw in the bin that I shove on the grinder, and I just strip all the paint and the scudge off the top, and then I just go hard on it, like, and just do whatever, like burn lines and grind it, and just go to town on it and try to make it look old. So that's what we've done there. Then we've put the red stain on that, and then the marine spar varnish. Okay, now this. Right, so there's still another piece I'm going to put here, I think, later. I think I'm thinking of putting, you'll have to wait, I'm not even going to tell you, but I've got something here I'm going to put here, I think. We've got our hook hanging out here. Now, if you're from overseas, you probably don't know, but over here, we have kangaroos, yeah? You'll know we have kangaroos. Well, they're in plague proportions, okay? And so they actually have people that are paid to go and shoot roos. They on people's properties, or just even the local councils employ people to go shoot roos. So they're really bad out in certain areas of Australia when you go out there in the middle of nowhere. So there's a stretch of road that goes from South Australia, like Broken Hill in South Australia. It goes up heading to Queensland. Yeah, so it goes through New South and all that. It's a huge stretch. It's a 560, I think, K stretch, or I don't know, some massive stretch with no servos. But anyway, on that stretch, the kangaroos are lined up. They're just lined up on the side of the road, alive, just all sitting there watching you, darting out in front of you like there's no tomorrow. So when in certain times of the year, when you drive down there, it's kind of like dodging cars. You're taking, if you go down there at night, you are like taking your life in your hands, I'm telling you, because they just run out from everywhere and you can just see them. They're just lined up, bum, 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 hundreds of them. So the last time we did that stretch, I think we clipped 3. Yeah, so they're big things. They're bigger than me, some of them. Some of them are 6 foot. Well, I'm 6'3", right? Some of them are up here. Shoulders like that. They're big. Can be big boys, some of these kangaroos. Not all of them, but some of them. You'll see we got some. I've got the odd big one around here, but generally the little ones that you'll see around the backyard are generally wallabies, which look like a kangaroo. So anyway, enough rambling. What I'm getting at is they actually have cars, and in the old days they would have had cars. They're called roo shooting rigs. So basically, they're all the back of them's decked out. Some of them will have a little winch to lift them up, and so they go and shoot them, and then they hook them up on their car, and they have like spikes to hang them all off. And so in the middle of the night, if you're cruising through there, it's a little bit like one of those movies. What you think of Australia? One of those movies where you see the old crazy dude with his Land Cruiser, shit hanging everywhere and whatever. So anyway, the rambling is we've had all this stuff. All this stuff on here is all stuff that came with the cars, right? Or the trucks, with all my rusty relics. That's all stuff we find in them or on them and around them. So we had these 2 old spikes. Now obviously that's what they originally were. They were spikes to hang your dead animals on, right? So we've just drilled them in. Now this piece of wood, I think, was off the tailgate, so that's like but it had this bit of chain hanging on it. Now I'm going to get rid of that little red one, of course, I think, or we'll make that look old. And this is an old set of Stilsons I had, and that was a nut out of, I don't know, it was out of the car. Anyway, what I did is I welded the nut in to hang that on there, right? And then welded the chain on it over here. Why have you done this? He said, well, generally, most of these old roo shooters will have some sort of a club as well. So just in case they've got one and it hasn't carked it, they got a big whacking stick to whack him on the head with, right? So that's what that is. So is that what you do? I've seen someone else do that, and I went, you look like an idiot when you do that. Anyway, so that's what that is. So that's what we're just using old stuff, yeah? So we got this as, some old crappy stuff, and then we had the chain. I just thought, what can we do with the chain? So I made a little whacking stick, and we got a couple of little spikes. I've got something else I'm going to go there for a surprise later. So yeah, that's it. So this tray, tell me what you think of this tray. I think it looks freaking magnificent, to tell you the truth. Right? I actually think this looks absolutely magnificent. You know what this cost me? Zero. That's right, it cost absolutely nothing. So, these, right, were old fence posts. Like they were on my mate's wooden fence up at his thing, and they were the cross braces, right? That's what they were. Some of these were fence palings off an old fence, and some of them were off. Some of them were like an old wooden building, like old barn or something that was like falling down, smashed down or whatever. And people were going to burn it. They were burning that. And I said, can I grab a bit of that? They said, yeah, no worries, mate. You can have some of that. So this is really good hardwood, right? It's serious wood, but it was all free, right? And then we've just done our technique, like you've seen, to get it all looking sexy. Those bits, they were off of one of the trays. I think of maybe the Chevy that was under the tree. Same with them. They were off the Chevy and they were cut in half. So we made it for nothing. The chains, all of that malarkey was all kicking around. The brackets at the back were all stuff that come in the trucks. These dirty old lights, so if you watch the early episodes, you'd see, well, they actually came in a bundle of parts I bought. So I bought some parts. What did I buy them for? I bought them for my motor. There was parts in there, the pulleys. There was the pulleys and a couple of billet pieces for that I bought. I think I paid, I don't even remember what it was. It wasn't much anyway. And there was bonnet hinges and all this other stuff that I didn't need. So I sold the 2 bonnet hinges for more than what I paid for the whole bundle. And yeah, there was those lights are in it. So there was a few things, the radiator overflows. There's a few things I'm using on my 32 anyway. So there was a bundle of parts I bought for my 32. I sold some of the parts that were in it. Oh, there was a gear drive. That's what I bought it for. I bought it for the gear drive, but I didn't use the gear drive in there in the end because the little spigot thing wasn't working anyway. Long story, that is, waffling. So, in the end, I sold a couple of parts out of the big bin of parts that I got and recuperated my whole lot of money. And in the bundle of parts were those dirty old tail lights, okay? So, the tail lights are free, you know? So the whole tray, the metal here, it's one of them. Set of shelves. Got them free. Got the shelves free. The metal we're using down here, we've got some serious metal down there that we're doing we're going to actually brace the front and the cab mount. Oh, that was free too. It was like offcuts. So yeah, the whole tray is free. And you can do that too, right? You could rat all that crap out too for free. So this is what it's all about, is just ratting stuff out, right? As in digging around, finding stuff. You find stuff laying around, whatever. And that's what I'm saying. Would anyone come up with that in their head first? No, you wouldn't come up with that tray. You wouldn't come up with that tray. You know how we designed this tray? We had some materials, and then we said, well, how are we going to make this out of this? How are we going to make a tray out of this? And that's what we come up with. So, if I went to Bunnings, or America's like Home Depot or whatever in America, or whatever your local hardware shop, right? If I went to the hardware shop to buy all this, would have I done it like that? I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have made it all out of RHS, made a big frame, probably put checker plate on it, or bought some fancy freaking wood. Probably cost you $1,000 or more. And, you know, it'd look alright. Would it look like this? And so, wait, that worked. To me, this looks better. So you drop your comments down here on the tray. What do you reckon of the tray? So we'll finish that in the next few days. We're going to round this video out because I'm too sore and I've just got to get a video out. So you see I put the running boards on. Haven't bolted them down yet, but they're ready to be bolted. Yeah, we just got to pull these up, do the brace. Now in here, this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. Old mate's going to help me again tomorrow. I've just sat the floor back in. So I'll weld that in first thing in the morning, and then he's going to help me put all the signs and that back in. We're going to bolt them all in, I think, this time. I will see. I think we're going to bolt them in. I've got this big, I don't know, they probably don't really suit it, but I've got all these bolts. I've got black ones. I hope I've got black ones. If I don't have black ones, it's going to throw me a bit, isn't it? I should have black ones. What have we got in here? Pop rivets. Like these things. But black ones. From the race car. So these little suckers. I don't know if I've got any now. Now they're crappy, they're little body bolt things. But they work. So I used to stick them in the race car on certain points where the pop rivets would work themselves loose. So I used to stick some of them in, quite expensive, to stop it happening. But I think we're low on black ones. Here's the one I just spilled. We've got heaps of purple ones, there's a couple in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, oh yeah, we've got 5, 6 bags, so we've got 60, I think that should do it. Alright, waffle. So yeah, and we've had more parts come in. What have we had come in? We've got our ballast resistors come in, oil filter, wheel nuts for the back. We've still got to reboot our carby. We've got our, pretty sure that's our electronic distributor. Wheel change, we will do that later. That will probably be after we get it all running. So I think, there's still a couple more things to come, but I think we've got everything nearly here to do it now. So yeah, we just got to get our back better and start doing some work. So yeah. Alright, so that's probably only the greatest one, but who cares? This is what has to happen sometimes, alright? So we'll go and thanks for watching. All the subscribers. We've nearly hit 1,000, so we're very close. We're very close to 1,000 subscribers, guys. So I think we're up to very close. I think we're at 900 today. As I'm doing this, I think we're about 900. Subscribers are going like this. Views are going like this. So yeah, if everyone do share it around, hey? Share it around for us. Get with your mates, whatever. This dude does some weird stuff. He's a bit of a goober. And let's build this channel, eh? Let's build this channel. I watch some of these other YouTubers and anyway, this thing's going to be pretty cool when we finish it, and it's getting close. Like seriously, it's a couple of weeks away, so keep watching, and soon we'll be driving it. All right. So thanks for watching, and we'll go. Bye.